was going to the washroom and I was just closing the door and someone's like, Hansika! And I'm just like, I really want to pee. I know I'm taking your time. You want to go pee? And I'm saying, yes, ma'am, I want to go pee. I am such a big fan. I know I've been seeing, following. But that's when I have to hold the door, hold my pee, and listen to her politely because she's excited to see me in the washroom and she wants to talk to me.
Of course.
But that's things that I have to do. But it's okay. New Year's, new resolution. Why? Why are we waiting for the entire year to get over? If you want to change something, change right now. So that's my thought process. Even when if I have to change something or I want to get a change in my life or start something new, something like that. So he asked me that, how come you're calm about it? I said, मुझे अभी घर पे जाके कुछ करना नहीं है. You keep doing what you want. Unless I'm not being told, I have something to do, I'm okay. My friends call me time bomb. Because if I'm not on time, if they are not on time, boom, Hansika फट जाएगी.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast. I'm Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. Today we have a very interesting episode. We're going to understand aspects of being famous, understand aspects of understanding how to be, disciplined in life, how to achieve so much and how to continue wanting to achieve more. We have a fantastic guest with us. We have Hansika Motwani with us in the studio. Hansika, welcome to the Habit Coach podcast.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. This is your first podcast.
My first podcast ever.
I'm so happy you're doing it with me.
I'm glad. Thank you for having me.
And yeah, you're going to have a blast. Okay. Hansika, I wanted to start off by first asking you, we keep talking about understanding you as a child actor and then your journey so far. But I can't even imagine what it must have been like for you to be a child actor, doing so much, achieving so much at such a young age. Like, how did you even go through a system like that or, like a adventure like that?
Well, I became a child artist by fluke. It just happened. And I did good work. I got good work. I kept doing it. Hit an age where I had to study. And I had to end the acting career. And that last shot I remember कि अब बनूंगी तो actress ही बनूंगी इसके बाद. So I wanted to be an actor. And it just happened for me. I've been fortunate that I came in very early. I met some great people. And I started good career in the South. So I was just very fortunate, but also hardworking.
This hardworking part, how did it become an aspect of you and your personality? Because we were discussing this before the interview as well. Like, where did hardworking become an aspect of you from?
See, I always say luck is very important in this industry. 80% is luck. 10% is hard work. 10% is discipline. That's for sure. But either one of them goes wrong, you will not be successful. So for me, hard work is very, very important. And I think that way my journey has made me a soldier. And, my acting school has been my journey. So I don't have a choice but to do hard work. I mean, I can't take it for granted. I've really worked hard. I've had sleepless nights. I've missed out on my school days. There's so much that I've missed out on. Why will I miss out on my future now? So yes, hard work was the only option that I had.
The reason why I was asking about this whole child actor part is because at that age, you've done so much more than most people, like in their minds, would have dreamt of saying, "Arey, in my entire life, I've not done this." Along with that comes, an exposure to the world, right? At such a young age. Along with that comes people knowing you, knowing your face, coming up, talking to you, all sorts of things. How do you deal with that as a child? Do you have your protective system around you? Do you create stories? Like, what was that like?
Over the years, I've become very thick-skinned. I've started to protect myself. Once you become an actor, there's so many advantages with it. But, there are pros and cons. And you'll have to deal with it. I just think I learned on the job, Abhi kuch kar nahi sakte, but, there are times where there's no privacy at all. But it's okay. It's okay. There are bad days where you just don't want to smile at someone. And there are days where you're like, of course, I am what I am is because of them. Yeah. Because they are recognizing me. So it's fine.
It is because of them, right? Like we keep saying that.
I always say it when I'm achieving something or, when I'm really humble at whatever I am, whoever I am is only because of my fans and people who have supported me. And I say there was a lot of gratitude. So, yeah, there are days, when you don't want to smile. You've had a bad day at home. But then it's like, suck it up and smile. You are what you are is because of them.
Just suck it up and smile.
Yeah.
This is part of the acting workshop, the acting class that you have to go on in your mind, saying that, oh, I have to learn how to be
No,
this kind of person or persona.
this is when I'm outside, when I'm in public.
Hmm.
You know, that
At home, khalas.
at home, I will not smile at you. They know Hansika's woken up grumpy. Actors are known to be moody, and I'm very moody. And I acknowledge that. But, I'll act or I will put on a face outside. Why will I do it at home? But yes, if I'm having a bad day, I'll politely also say, not today, please, if it's okay. But if they still insist, then I'll give it. I'll never be rude. But at home, I just don't want to smile. I want to be grumpy. I want to just daydream, zone out. I'm a normal human being there. But there are times where you're going to the washroom. This was recently with me. I was at a function. And this was really, I was going to the washroom and I was just closing the door and someone was like, Hansika! And I'm just like, I really want to pee. I know I'm taking your time. You want to go pee? And I'm saying, yes, ma'am, I want to go pee. I am such a big fan. I've been seeing, following. But that's when I have to hold the door, hold my pee, and listen to her politely because she's excited to see me in the washroom and she wants to talk to me.
Of course.
But that's things that I have to do. But it's okay. It's her love that she's showing me. But there are times where if this was I was at home, ek minute, ruko, main aati hu. You can't do that in public.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you have to be more polite, humble.
Now, what's the deal with actors being moody? I love that little one that you threw it in the middle.
You come back home. See, when you're on set, you have your crew. There's 6,000 people working with you. There's 6 hands working on you. You're doing your dialogues, okay? There's touch-up. There's hair. There's someone doing your foot. At the same time, when you're on set, it looks very easy, but you have to take the lighting. You have to say the dialogue. You have to come on the mark without looking at the mark. You have to give your cue. You have to look perfect. Your look has to be fine. You have to take the director's cue. There's so many things when you're doing on set. And, you're taking instructions. When you come back home, you just want to be calm. And you do not want instructions like, hey, even just go get your food or put your plate. Sometimes you just want to be...
You've been directed the entire day.
Yeah. And, ऐसा लगता है कि it's very flamboyant, but हम orders लेके आते हैं. We're working under people. Yes, we are the face, of course, but there's a lot of hard work there. And sometimes you don't get the take right. You have to keep doing it over and over again. People बोलते रहते हैं कि आप कैसे एक ही shot बाद में वापस देते हो. But the fact is, there's a long shot, there's a close-up, there's an over shoulder, there's so many angles and you have to keep doing it. So I think we just turn moody and, you sometimes come back with the character back. And I can say this right now because for the longest now, I always used to say I never get my characters back home. But last I was doing a film where I had to go, I need to see someone because the character was playing on my mind and, it was just very hard hitting. So sometimes you get the character back home and it can be difficult because my personality is very jovial. But sometimes when the character you're playing is just going through some bad trauma, so it is a little difficult.
Yeah. Especially when I interview actors, they say that you have to find that character within you. Somewhere there's an element of this person that you have to pull out.
Yeah.
And I look at them and I say, but that's called therapy. That means your work is almost like going to therapy every time. If you have to pull out an emotion that's deep inside.
It is. For me, I always thought कि मैं क्या therapy लूँगी, अभी मुझे ज़रूरत नहीं. I was getting married and that's the most happiest time of my life. There was a lot of emotions that I had and I was doing a very hard hitting film. I remember it was very difficult for me. Very, very difficult. I used to come back and just sit. And because I was doing that scene, I used to dwell in it. I was like, what if something like this really happened to me? There was a scene where someone has to pour hot oil on my face. And he's scaring me. I was like, what if this really happens? Oh my God. This is my bread and butter. Just things like that. You get into one thought, another thought. But that's when you have to go see a therapist or talk to someone that, you can listen and take guidance. So yes, it's not that easy. But it looks easy. Yeah, it looks, and you all make it look fantastically easy. It's just brilliant. We just sit there with the popcorn, and never knowing the hard work that has gone behind it. I think that is the key thing. There's a lot of hard work which goes behind.
Yeah.
but we also have good advantages to it. Like I said in the beginning, we have our pros and we have
We
our
have
cons.
pros and our cons.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the pros in a
Yeah.
bit. But this aspect of hard work, right? Most people don't know the timings that you guys work for every day, like 14-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts. Come home, go to sleep, wake up, go back. Like especially if you're like doing like a TV series or something like that, right? How do you, even fathom that kind of working hours, or it's just become an aspect of you now?
I worked for 18, 19 hours. I wear lenses, right? I always wore lenses for all my life. Now if I wear lenses more than 2 hours, I get like a red dot around my cornea. It's because I've worn lenses for 18 hours, 19 hours, and now my eyes have dried up.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I take glycerin. That's even worse. And I did a show recently, MY3. I was a robot, so I couldn't blink for 3-4 minutes in the shot. So I had to be like this. So my eyes are getting even more dried up. I had like yellow boils under my eyelid. But that time you don't realize it. I was like, we have to complete the work. We have to complete the work. Okay, 1 more hour. There's so many. We don't have someone's dates. We don't have this location, blah, blah, blah. It just comes naturally now. And then also the producers putting so much money. So you can't think of, I'm tired.
आज mood नहीं है.
आज mood तो बिल्कुल नहीं. Once you're an actor, you're a soldier. You have to work. And there's so much money involved. There's so many people involved. Forget my hard work. Even they are working hard. We have to be realistic about it. So
It's not like you can call in a sick day saying, "Arey, आज
I've
बीमार
never
है."
done that. In my 2 decades that I've worked in, I've never called in the sick. I've gone in the worst condition I've worked. I've never called in like, hi, I'm sick today. Can't. No, never.
And that's the beauty of the industry also, right? Like, you know that, like you said, 700 people are landing up there for you, right?
That's true.
It is you responsible for those 700
Yeah.
people every time you come on set.
Yeah. I mean, we have to think about everyone. We can't just think about us. Yes, we get the vanity. Yes, we look good. Yes, we're sitting in the AC, but they're there working so that we look good.
Correct.
So I can't think of being a brat. I'm not that person. I'm not from that school.
And that discipline and hard work leaks into other aspects of life?
As in
Like, does it leak into other parts of your life? Like maybe
sleeping on time.
Yeah. Relationships, like
Yeah,
all sorts of aspects.
Yeah, I'm very punctual. Very, very punctual.
Yeah, you were here before time.
Yeah.
Fantastically.
Yeah, and I was half an hour sitting ready. My friends call me time bomb because if they are not on time, boom, Hansika phad jayegi. My husband has become disciplined. Sabse bada late Latif now he's super punctual. I think even sleep is very important. If I'm shooting the next day, I'll sleep by 10:30. I need my beauty sleep. That's a different thing. I'll not have sound sleep, but I need to be resting. So yes, I'm very disciplined that way, and it's good to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the habits that you are most proud of? You're like, yeah, like I worked
Punctuality.
hard on this, and like,
Punctuality.
punctuality is number
Yeah.
one.
Then I think keeping my room neat and tidy. That's very important, and especially after being married because you're staying with someone,
You have to balance that out, right? Like, oh.
Yeah. Then
What happens when you don't have a neat room in your mind?
I start breathing heavily. I'll start doing it.
Without thinking, I just like start.
Yeah. If I'm stressed, if I'm anxious, the first thing I'll start doing dusting. I'll start removing drawers, figuring things out because it calms me.
Yeah.
This is my way of calming myself.
It's actually a very good habit.
Really?
It is like, have you seen the show Arnold on Netflix?
No, I haven't.
You must. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
And he talks about his father saying one line. He said, Arnold, if you don't know what to do, just be useful. Right? So when your anxiety or those kind of thoughts are going through your mind, just being useful, doing things by setting things up or dusting, whatever, automatically starts calming you down.
It does. It really does. For me, it works wonders. And within 15 minutes, I can clean the entire wardrobe, which I've not done in a month. It just takes 15 minutes if you really put your mind. So, yeah.
I think that's a fantastic habit for our listeners as well. Like, just like if you don't know what to do, clean something.
Yeah, just take up something. I paint sometimes, but it's too much of a work. I have to remove paints, figure things out, make, again, cleaning,
Yeah.
So, I think dusting is my go-to.
But what are your daily habits that you're like? So one is punctuality.
Yeah.
Then clean room.
Clean room.
What else?
I'll meet my mum if I'm not working. I'll work out. And I have things set. I have to do this today. I have to do that today. This is not done.
You create to-do lists?
Yes. I write in my notes. And but I'm again very sharp there. I was like, ये किया नहीं, ये कर लेती हूँ. Everything is planned in my mind, and I go unplanned if it's not planned.
Explain.
Like, let's say I have to give this thing for laundry. And if I don't give it for laundry, then things go haywire in my head.
So you have a plan, you have to stick to it.
Yeah, that's one thing that I want. Like, if you dismantle me somewhere, then I don't know how to. And again, this I've realized after getting married. So my husband is like, if you have to go to point A to C, I'm like, go to A to C. Don't stop at B. That's my problem. If we stop at B, then I'm hyper. Then I don't like doing things. Then I'm just, why can't we do this another day? Why didn't we plan it? Or if you've planned it, I should have been
informed about it earlier.
A to C is our plan. We can't go to B. This is
from now you have to send email in triplicates to inform you, double inform. This is perfect for the role of the robot that you played.
Yeah.
Then A to C has to happen this
I'm
way.
very good with just doing. I can't do 10 things on my way. And then yesterday, Sohail asked me that, how come you're calm about it? I said, मुझे अभी घर पे जाके कुछ करना नहीं है. You keep doing what you want. Unless I'm not being told, I have something to do, I'm okay. I'm just a co-passenger. Do whatever you want.
I've relegated it.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm giving you company. मेरा आज का काम खत्म हो गया.
It's amazing. So, okay, so we've got cleanliness, meeting mom. I think you brushed past this one, but I think it's an important aspect of maintaining these relationships, right?
Yes, I meet my mom every alternate day. My mom used to stay in the next wing. Now she stays next in another lane. But it's very important. But I call her 4 times a day. And meeting mom is not a job or to-do list. It's just...
happens from inside.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. How should I say? It's just like blinking.
And you maintain your to-do list as notes and stuff. I'm just trying to understand your workflow. Do you set goals for yourself? Do you set like, this is something that I want to be creating? Or do you think about manifesting things for yourself?
As a person, I'm just like, ये तो होना ही है.
There's no doubt.
No. I don't self-doubt myself. No, this is going to happen. I deserve it. I'm that person. I was like, if I'm going to keep longing for it, then वो नहीं होगा ना तो वो आस रह जाती है और मुझे वो आस से बहुत तकलीफ होती है.
Can you take me through your process? Like, does it start with a daydream? Does it start with a idea? Does it start with a seed that someone plants in your mind?
No, it's like simple. Year started. This year is going to be fantastic for me. You don't have an option, but it has to be fantastic. I wish this year is good for me. That wish is not there.
Correct.
I hope this year is good for me. That hope this year is fantastic for me. I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to sign a lot of films. That's it. For me, it's going to happen. It's like that. So for me, I believe in it. कि मेरे साथ हो रहा है ये.
And visualize it? Do you see yourself like holding an award? Or do you see yourself like actually signing things?
I see myself working. I'm realistic about it. Signing is all for what, 1-2 minutes.
But the work is the actual thing.
Work is the actual thing. I'm in front of the camera.
How many things have we signed that have not actually happened?
Yeah, and then God forbid if the film shelves or you have to give the token money back. Then what? Signing is there, but you're giving the token money back. But then I think I should just be working. This is I pray to God, give me a time where I have no time to breathe. I'm working so much.
Wow.
I love working.
I think that's like a clear bite right there for people, because most people live lives where they want to get out of their work as fast as possible.
No, not for me. I love my work. It's my passion. And for for now, it's not my bread and butter. Of course, it is my bread and butter, but above that, it's my passion. I love being in front of the camera.
You mean you could retire today and nothing would change, but
I will
you
never
want
retire,
to.
Baba.
You enjoy this so much.
I want to be working till the last breath of mine. I enjoy working. This is the only thing I know. And I've been doing it since I was age 8. Yeah.
So how do you think people can fall in love with their work? Like what you did was falling in love with the work that you do. Many people live for the Saturday, Sunday to come so that they can not think about it.
I hate Sundays.
See?
I hate Sundays.
Don't you get excited by Monday mornings?
I do. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go work out. Things are going to work on. Ruben is going to call me. This is going to happen. Meghna is going to say this. I have things. Sunday is so boring. What to do? Everyone's lethargic, bored. Let's do lunch. Let's do dinner. Why? I mean, we do that every day. Think what next? Yeah.
Yeah, I love holidays when I suddenly have to unexpectedly work. I was like, this makes my life better suddenly.
No, so when I go for vacations, I travel a lot. And if I've not worked before I travel, I feel guilty. I was like, I don't deserve this. I should have hustled more and then taken this trip.
Wait, this is not toxic hustle, toxic work culture kind of thing that we're talking about. This is stuff that comes from inside that you
I
want to
like
do.
working.
It's not it's not guilt like shame and guilt.
No. I was like, I wish I worked a little more to enjoy this. But I also take 6 trips a year. So
Holidays.
I like traveling. So I'm just like, I wish I could work a little more and then take this trip like that. They keep teasing me on my birthdays. Every birthday I fly out. You said working birthdays are the best. I've never had a working birthday. I fly out. So they always like, you're 1 week only before your birthday you take off.
So what are the things that you do to balance out all this work that you're putting in? Like, what are the things that you do to rest and recover?
I sit with myself. I write a journal. I've been writing a journal since really young, when I was young. And I just sit with myself. I go for drives. I love driving alone. And there's this one spot that I go when I'm just low or lonely. And I go sit there. It's next to a beach where my kindergarten was. And I just go sit there.
Because these are important moments, right? Like, in lives that are as busy, there's so much happening every single day. Like, you would have probably like 15 meetings today itself. The time is needed to process each of these things that have happened to you. Like, this conversation, you probably end up processing it at some point of time later, right? What is your method for this? Is it just sitting by yourself? Is it like journaling? What have you found to be the best way of getting into your head?
Sitting by myself, processing it. But again, I prefer just sitting alone, thinking about it. Journaling is where I have so many thoughts and, I can't channel it. That's when journaling comes in. But I like just sitting alone. Just like, no one's watching you. No one cares about your posture. You're just tired. Thinking. That's, where you're just yourself. I process like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because people are constantly saying, I'm overthinking. So much thoughts are
Everyone
happening.
overthinks. I think everyone overthinks. But then what is the level of overthinking? Even I think I overthink a lot. But then maybe there are other people who actually overthink, and my overthinking is nothing.
Lesser than.
Yeah. So that process, so no one can judge. But I also think everyone overthinks everything.
Yeah. Through your journey, you've gone through so many almost reinventions, right? How do you start the process of thinking about now it's time for this reinvention? Or does it just happen by itself without a plan?
It just happens. I don't think like, now we have to make a change. It's like me.
It's not like, life has become stale, let me do something new.
No. I need something new. If I'm bored of it, I'll change. It's like, we saying it's New Year's, new resolution. Why? Why are we waiting for the entire year to get over? If you want to change something, change right now. So that's my thought process, even if I have to change something or I want to get a change in my life or start something new, something like that.
So start it immediately. Why do I need to worry about it?
I'm very like, abhi karo. Time is now. Yeah.
And most people are scared of change.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you get butterflies in your tummy when you're doing something new? What is it? What's the emotion that comes?
No. I've always been a person who's like, if I know I'm going to fail in this exam. I know it. Aao, khatam karo. Dekha jayega kya hoga. So I'm not scared of anything. I'm a lioness that way. So I'll face it. So if there's a new change, I was like, theek hai, we'll face it. Ye to hona hi hai. So let's go ahead with it. I am that kind of a person.
And like throughout this, there's constantly the need for leveling up, changing, learning new things, right? Like you worked in multiple industries. So you have to learn the different skill sets or the ways to deal with people in each of these. Mm, how do you maintain this curiosity for learning and growth? Because leveling up only happens when you continue to add value to what you're doing, getting better at something. Is there a strategy that you use, or is there a way in which you create this for yourself?
Luckily, the team around me is so good usually that they guide me. I, as a person, also ask a lot of questions, which helps me to grow. So that's, I think, one of the key positive reasons that I have that, can help me to grow is I ask a lot of questions, and there are people around me who push me. You know, you work with younger directors, you work with senior directors, the ADs are young, the cameraman is. So I think it's a teamwork. I would say that.
So you'll constantly be talking to each of these and
Yeah.
understanding,
And
asking
I,
them.
I ask a lot of questions. Like, even if I'm doing a scene, it's like, why did she do this? What is after this? Why is she reacting to this? When did we shoot this? Oh, okay. What's her thought process? What will her thought process be? My before afters a lot. So that helps me.
This is an important part of acting, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
figuring
yeah,
out
yeah.
this.
Yeah. I can't just come on set and be like, what is this? Okay. अभी रोना है, रो दिया. नहीं, ये नहीं होगा. ये क्यों रो रही है? इसके बाद वो क्यों नहीं रोएगी? What is it? What is the before? What is the after?
Yeah, the kind of crying has to be different.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But also,
bah.
more than that, it's just not the crying. It's the other emotions. Your body language has to change. Everything. There's so much involved.
Yeah. I think acting is a very, very fine craft, especially when it comes down to these kinds of the showcasing of these emotions.
Yeah.
What has your experience been working across these various industries? Like, do you have a mindset switch every time you have to do?
No, it just comes very naturally to me now. It's been almost 20 years for me. Except the language and just punctuality, I don't see a lot of difference, to be honest.
In terms of punctuality, as in?
We start at 9 a.m.
Huh.
No matter what. I'm on set 7 a.m. We pack up by 6:30. There's lunch break at 1:30, no matter what. Here, it's not like that. We have lunch breaks at 5 o'clock, whenever we are done. So, but that's their way of working. Here, technicians are different. But otherwise, except the language and punctuality, I think everything is the same.
Everything's the same in that sense.
Everyone wants the art, the product should come out best. Everyone wants कि काम अच्छा हो. That's all.
Interesting. We were discussing our fitness journeys. You were saying that you've just recently discovered a new
Pilates.
format of fitness, Pilates. Why Pilates? Tell me a little bit about Pilates and what it is.
So I was a very heavy kid, and I'm not a foodie. Though you look at that Hansika, you'll be like, she eats a lot. I had my own journey with weight loss, and it wasn't easy. And I tried everything, and I had bulked up so much, and losing that bulk weight is very difficult. I'm fair. Then I bulk up, I look double. And then on camera, you look even more. So it was very tough. And for the longest, my one trainer used to tell me, try Pilates. And I was like, late K, I can't do any workout. It's very boring. So just try. And one fine day last year, I was bored and I said, okay, let's just try Pilates. And I've been doing yoga for many years now. But yoga, again, needs a lot of patience. So I was like, okay, Pilates, let's try. And it really worked for me. And I really enjoy it. It's really nice. It lengthens your body. And I just enjoy the process. That 45-50 minutes is just amazing.
Do you feel stronger after this?
Yes,
do you feel
I do. I see results in me in 2 sessions. That's really good. And you cannot do it every day. They also tell you can't do it. Thrice a week is more than enough, at least for me.
And then do you need to worry about food? And you said you're not a foodie, so
I eat every 2 hours. I eat something every 2 hours. But I eat food to survive.
It's not something that is like oh man, I live to eat kind of a feeling at all.
No, not at all. I'm okay with not eating food also. Khana hi it's that. I'm not a foodie at all.
So in your free time, what is it that you spend time on then? Do you have free time?
I do, of course I have free time before I sleep. What do I do in my free time? Good question. Ah, I spend time with my husband now. Yeah. Uh, but I'm glad I don't have so much free time. I don't want to have free time.
Like, what's the point of it?
Yeah, I'll be doing dusting. So how much can I do dusting?
I remember so we have a market research business as well. So in the market research business, one of the things we had studied was time pass.
Huh.
Right, and people had to say like our life is full of time pass. We have to figure out how to pass time. And I love talking to busy people like you and saying that what do we understand about people who need to do time pass, right? You all have to do a lot of time pass as well, waiting in the vanities and stuff like that. Is it?
I'll sleep. For me, when lunch break also happens at 1 hour, don't give me food, I'll sleep. I'm more than happy. I'll take that time to sleep. I'll be on my phone. I'll be on my phone, but I'll also not be on my phone. So that's my time pass. I can just while away, just scrolling. My WhatsApps are off. So I don't have notifications on. None of my notifications on.
That's a fantastic habit right there. So
Yeah.
the
I actually learned it from
notifications off.
I learned it from my best friend. So she used to get very anxious, and I was like, Tanvi, why can't you just reply back? She's like, Hansu, my notifications off. Only when I go on WhatsApp I get it. I was like, but what if I'm dying? She's like, you'll call me. I was like, fair enough. You made a point right there. So I started following that, and I have 2 numbers. One number is perpetually on silent. The other one, because my mom is always anxious that Hansu's okay, Hansu is eaten, and now my husband. So my WhatsApps are off. Only groups are on, and I have most of the groups are muted except one group. Me and my mom have a group because she also has 2 phones. I have 2 phones. Mother-daughter group is always on because
All 4 numbers are on this.
yeah,
Love
and
it.
that's the only alert I get for my WhatsApps. Otherwise, if you have to get through me, call me. But chances are I won't answer. Otherwise, call people around me.
So I do a similar thing. My phone's permanently on DND.
Oh,
Do not disturb. So nobody can call me even if they want to try. And I was at one.
but it's a blessing, because nowadays phones are like, it makes you anxious, yeah.
Very.
Imagine when you're in a relationship and you're having a fight with your boyfriend, or what's the phone kiya? Did he reply back? Oh, he hasn't. He's read it. Oh my God, can you not? I mean, just imagine the anxiety you're putting yourself in. And I'm over it. I've learned it from my best friend, and she's really calm as a person, and I was just like, it's a good way.
Yeah.
And I've told my mom also. I was like, Mama, kuch hoga, aap phone karo. If I've not seen my phone, that means it's away. And I make sure that I keep my phone also away before going to bed, because I don't want to wake up and just see my phone.
Also because of what you do, there are so many people that are constantly vying for your attention, right? And as a result, the phone, it becomes one of those people.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like, look at me, talk to me. I need this from you. I need this from you. And the phone only wants things from you. Right?
That's true.
It's never something that gives you anything in return. I think that's one of the big takeaways from
And
what's
I have 2
returned.
phones, so I have to keep up. Now, there were times where I'm so proper, like all my phones will be 100% charge. Now I'm just like, it's okay.
100%.
I don't,
150, 100 messages.
it's okay. I'll get through you when I want to.
Yeah.
I can't go through this anxious thing, like, your social media, your mails, or your WhatsApps. It's okay.
And everybody wants something from you in that format, right? When can we do this? When can we do that? When can we do that?
Yeah.
Again, you want scheduling? I'm going to go mad.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just like, And back of my mind, I know already I have to do all of this. And then, it's just like, I do not want to hear this.
Yeah. So, we were discussing this, that we're in this age where, like you were talking about social media. Social media, everyone's trying to post, they're doing selfies. There's a constant desire in people to be famous. Correct? I want to understand this from somebody who is famous, right? Like, what are the pros, cons? You said there are lots of pros, there are lots of cons. Let's have one, debate on this aspect. What is famous? If I say the word famous to you, what are the thoughts that come to your mind? Top of the mind.
You get so much love from people. You get so much attention. There's everything ready for you. Everyone wants to be you. It's amazing. You're just there. You're the center of attention, and everyone loves attention. I can go on and on about it.
Tell.
No, but there's so much about just being famous. But of course, the hard work is there. So yeah, I would any day choose being famous again than not being famous.
So it's not one of those things like, like if I had ever had a choice to go back and do this,
No,
fame
no, no, no,
100% has to
no,
be.
no, 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 no. This is what is meant for me. I would do it again and again, over and over again. Yeah, who doesn't like being famous? It's so good to be famous. Yeah,
But can you go like down and buy sabzi?
I do that.
Hmm.
मैं मास्क पहन के चली जाऊंगी.
Huh.
It doesn't matter. I am very domestic that way. But there are days when I'll not wear the mask. But I want to do everything.
It doesn't prevent you from.
Prevent you, doesn't?
It doesn't prevent you from making decisions or going for something or doing something. Does it get in the way?
It does. It does. I won't lie. It does. But theek hai na? I signed up for this. And secretly I want it also. So it's okay. So there's no point in me cribbing about it.
Correct.
Like I said, of course I have my bad days. But this is what I thrive for, yeah. So it's okay. But I wear my mask, I go, I do my thing.
So on The Crown, have you seen The Crown on Netflix?
Bits and pieces,
right? So when Diana comes into the family and all, she's taken through this whole process of how you deal with this newfound fame that's suddenly going to descend upon you. Right? Like you've never experienced paparazzi, you've never experienced what is it that you're supposed to be like through this? How do people who are close to you deal with this?
The recent one is only my husband. My brother is like, no, मेरे को नहीं आना. My brother is very often. Mom is used to it. She's okay with it.
She's grown up with.
Yeah.
While you were growing up, she's grown up with.
Yeah. Mama has grown up with me with the paps. But Sohail gets little. He's just like, I don't know. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Smile. So now Sohail's thing is like, there was this one thing which, we went for this one event and I said, Sohail, they'll ask for you. We've recently got married. Just don't walk away. It'll just become a scene. Okay, babe. Okay. Fine, Hansu. He has come there and he stood and he said, ha! And he left. And he's like, and people are like, so it went. And at that moment, I was like, and there were paps everywhere. And I'm just like, But that became so famous, and people like, find a guy like him who lets his wife take the limelight, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, he's like, Hansu, that's all I could do. I couldn't think. I was like, I have no one, please take her. And he left. He left me near the end. I was like, where are you going? We're supposed to enter together. So he's still learning. But
you're not doing posing classes and smiling classes and all of that. I think you should definitely have one.
I have told Sohail so many times, can we pose like this? Can we pose? But I'm telling you, even on iPhone, he doesn't pose with me like that. So, yeah. So he's a very simple guy. So he's very mundane. So he's just like, whatever you tell me, I'll do, Baba. I'll stand like this. He's just getting used to it. And yeah.
He had no background in any of this industry at all.
No. There are times he'll joke. He's like, did they come and take your picture? Mine. I think I was looking cooler today. I was like, okay, sure, right. But he's very simple like that. So he goes with the flow. And he's just like, can you go ahead? I'll come piche se. Yeah.
And how do you integrate back into his life? And does he, what does he do?
He keeps saying you must be a celebrity star, whoever you are outside the house, but you are just like a normal person at home. I'm very domestic. I love being at home, and I think I can fit in very easily anywhere. Yeah.
It's amazing how we always end up finding people who
yeah, but
showcase a different side of us as well.
Yeah, he's the yin to my yang, to be honest. He's the calm to the storm. Yeah, we fit in very well. And I think we make adjustments also. He knows I'm hyper at, when I have to leave the house because I have to be on time. He calms me down that time. He'll figure things to work around. So, yeah. I think we're a good match.
When we think about acting, right, we think about an actor playing a role. The more I've interacted with actors, I've realized that it's actually a whole business that you're running. Right? When in your mind did you switch from, actor to business person?
I don't know, yeah. Good question.
Yeah, because it suddenly does. There's a switch that goes off, saying that I was now in the craft, but now there's craft plus running this empire that I'm creating for myself.
Luckily, I'm my mum, and now we have managers and we have a team.
That's a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now, I don't know, man.
Hansika Private Limited.
Scary. I don't know. It just comes naturally now. Not that I've thought about it. Now, if you're saying it, of course, month comes, you have to figure out these things and, oh, this is good for me. Let's hire them. Or let's, not work with them. But I think it comes naturally. I haven't thought about it the way you've put it.
Yeah, because as soon as you think of it as a business, the trajectory changes dramatically.
Yeah.
Because then you start seeing what all can happen along with this brand that you're creating for yourself.
Yeah, now I have to see my accounts also. So, yes, it just comes naturally as of now.
Amazing. I'm going to ask you two strange questions. Okay. The first one is, how do you deal with people when, you've just launched your new movie or TV show, and the first question they are, so now what's next?
I say something interesting. Aap sochte raho.
Something interesting.
Then the publicist will keep giving what we have to give.
Because that's the strangest one, right? Like, immediately I've just done this and now you're already asking me what's next.
Yeah. Sometimes, you want to hear from them is, how was your experience? This film, what was your experience in? What was the process? Let's talk about last Friday because we're sitting on Saturday. Can we talk about that? But that doesn't happen. So I'm just like, something interesting is coming up. I politely say.
Politely smile. Yeah. Smile and wave.
Then the publicist will do the thing. Yeah.
So next question. So what's next?
Meghna.
No, but seriously also, not like what's the next show or movie or not that way. But like, where do you see yourself like going, like when you think of it, like
thriving, of course, doing very well. I'm very ambitious and I'll be working. I'll be hustling.
Working, hustling.
Yeah, that's me. I like doing that. I think it's amazing. I think everyone should work. It's good to not have an empty mind.
Yeah, I think just being busy is half the battle won right there.
Yeah.
Right?
I wouldn't want even a Sunday to be free.
And busy with a worthwhile task.
Yes.
Many of us are busy doing the same thing over and over, procrastinating, never actually completing anything.
Yeah.
Are you a procrastinator?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we should complain. We should just do it. And just, there's more fun in working hard and then enjoying your time.
Yeah.
At least with me, it's always happened.
Amazing. I am very inspired by this conversation. Thank you so much for coming and having this conversation with us. I know you've inspired.
This is my first podcast and I've really had fun.
Yay. I think you have to start your own now. Your own podcast.
I have one YouTube channel. Getting through that is tough. Now having my own podcast is very tough. Keeping up with Instagram is tough. So I don't know how you do the podcast. It's you have to keep inspiring and you meet so many people. It's tough. It's not easy.
This is like how you say it's work, not work. Doesn't feel like work. Doesn't feel like work with me.
Because you love your work.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Look, so much fun this had. Lovely. Thank you so much. It was brilliant.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
IVM